The third garden we want to show you on our Hort Society tour is that of Dr. Greg Campbell. Hello, Greg.
Steve, welcome.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Well, looking around your garden here, I see just a wonderful collection of plants, and I just think to myself, you've been gardening for quite a while in this space. How long have you been gardening here?
20 years at this location, and probably 5 years before that, but it's been a real nice hobby for me for that time.
Okay, you like to grow lots of different types of plants, primarily the hardy plants.
Yes, I love the perennials and the conifers and evergreens and some unusual varieties. Last year I counted, I had something like 364 different types of plants. Not very many annuals anymore, but it's a great hobby for me.
Okay, well you certainly do have a lot of unusual plants. You've got some stuff here that I haven't seen before. I'm really impressed with the collection. But right here we see a little Tanyosho pine and a little Chamaecyparis. Do you know the cultivar of this gold?
Sun-kissed, I believe.
Sun-kissed, okay. All right, and right down here we've got a type of bamboo. Which one is that, Greg?
It's known as a dwarf yellow bamboo. It's spreading.
Really kind of lightens up this shaded part of the garden, or at least shaded this time of the day. And right back here you've got the hardy amaryllis. How many years has that been there?
About 4 years, and just kind of slowly multiplying. And it's been a good one.
Beautiful, bright red blooms on that. And right here I see a purple foliaged tree. What have we got here, Greg?
This is summer chocolate or red mimosa. I think it's been out for quite a while in Japan, but I just saw it last year and it wintered over just fine. But the foliage starts out a little bit green but turns real dark purple there as it gets a little more mature. I never thought I'd have a mimosa, but
but one this pretty, it's hard to turn it down, huh?
Yes.
Have you had any flowers yet? Any of the
Not
pink
yet.
flowers? Okay, maybe those will come on this summer. And right here, down here on the corner, variegated yucca, very striking. What cultivar is that?
That's Margaritaville. I've had that for maybe 5 years. I have a couple of variegated ones. There's a banana split in the backyard, and it's a little more sensitive to the sun, but the Margaritaville has been an excellent one for sun or part shade.
Okay, beautiful variegation. Well, on the other side of your driveway here, Greg, I see a hedge that I'm really proud to see, because this little dwarf Yopon holly hedge is trimmed the correct way. This is the right way to prune a hedge, and everybody watching at home, you need to look at this, because this is the correct way to prune a hedge. You can see that it's wider at the base on both sides, and it tapers as it goes up, and what that allows the hedge to do is to stay full down at the bottom. A lot of times so many hedges get sort of bare or just lose a lot of the foliage, the leaves at the base, but this is the correct way to prune a hedge. Well, Greg, I really like the gardens or the landscaping that you have out here on the outside of the driveway, and in particular, I like this conifer we've got here. Which one is that, Greg?
That's a Tolleson juniper. It happens to be a little more of a blue-green than other ones I've seen, so I like that, the little toward the blue shading of that.
You do see that blue-green. That weeping habit is also very attractive. Well, over in another sunny part of the garden, you've got some plants that you don't water very much. Can we take a look at those?
Certainly.
Well, Greg, what do you call this part of your garden?
Well, this is my xeriscape area. I have a sprinkler system in the rest of the yard, but I clamped off the tops here, and all these things don't get any additional watering all year.
Okay, a lot of people will be interested to see this with the drought that we've had over the winter and spring here in Oklahoma. People are always interested in those plants that don't take a lot of moisture. The small tree in the middle, I'm sure that's one of your favorites?
Yeah, it's a desert willow, and very tough, very drought resistant, and it has this real pretty bloom and reblooms throughout the entire summer. So it's just been a wonderful plant, large shrub, small tree.
Outstanding heat tolerant plant. And I see you have some of the Mexican feathergrass throughout this garden. Did you plant all this, or did you get a few volunteers?
Yeah, a lot of them are volunteers. I probably had 8 originally, and the rest are volunteers. But with the wind in Oklahoma, the motion of those is very entertaining.
Very, very attractive feature for the gardens here. And I see you have some Baptisia or false indigo in the garden. What color is that one when it blooms?
It's real intense blue. It hasn't bloomed a whole lot yet, but as it gets more mature, it'll probably put on more flowers.
Okay, Baptisia australis. And I noticed, Greg, on the side of your home here, you have some succulents and some cacti in containers. I think you've done just a brilliant job displaying these in these large pots, and I just marvel at your collection of these plants. Now, are all of these hardy?
A lot of them are. I've gone more and more toward hardy succulents. Some of the large euphorbia I have to take inside, or I have a little greenhouse too. But more and more there's a number of cacti and agave that are hardy in this area if you keep them dry in the wintertime. The dry roots in the wintertime is the secret.
Okay.
If they get wet, they rot and die.
Okay, they're not growing, they're not really using much water, so keeping them dry in the winter is very important. The very colorful pinkish small tree there in the corner, that is really attractive. Which one is that?
It's a tricolored beech. You have to get a very protected area, and even so it does get a little stressed in the summertime, but in the springtime the new growth is quite dramatic.
Okay, outstanding plant to have in the garden. Well, Greg, I really appreciate you showing us your garden. It's an incredible place to see. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.